Hey everyone, it is Princess Friend here. I'm actually going to I'm grabbing a link here so I can send it out. It's weird because I was sitting here and I was about to like go to bed and then I realized, whoa, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have done a live stream today. And what better day to do it than on the Thursday after I come back from Celebration 2018? Um, there was a lot of really fun stuff there. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting it ready for me to get all of your comments and stuff. I probably should have got that ready before I did this, but um, I did not think to do that. But here we are. So it's going to be a fun time. And I may stay here for, 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere around there. I don't want to stay here for too long. My voice is, I don't know if you guys watch my videos a whole lot, but usually I'm up here, but like today I'm down here, which is kind of weird. But this is a little bit later than I also normally like to do it because I usually like to do it around 7ish so that I can get like the UK people and the overseas people in the mix too. But so what ended up happening was I came back from Celebration 2018. I came back late Sunday night and came home, and then immediately on Monday, my wife had to go to a she had to go to a conference in Orlando. So immediately I come home and it's like I have 3 kids to take care of. Usually I have like, a day to recover or whatever, but not so this time. So I've just been super exhausted the whole time I've been here. So, um, but to no further ado here, let's go ahead and we can start again. So if you're in here, you see that there's questions. There's like a chat box. You can totally throw some questions in there, and I will totally answer those. If they are about Celebration 2018, feel free to throw those out there because I just got back from that, and I had an amazing time there. It was lots and lots of fun. I actually got to meet some of you, which was amazing. And I do actually have like a whole recap video, which may be pushed to tomorrow, or I may just wait for next week. But I think that it's going to be a fun video either way, where I kind of walk everybody through my tour of Paisley Park. I did cut out a couple of little things because I think it's one of those things that if I described it, it kind of doesn't do it service. So I cut out a couple of little things. But I think on the whole, I give you a pretty good idea of what it's like to do the tour itself. Plus, it's my overall for the celebration anyway. Already a question. So non-Prince question. Do I like the song "Turning Japanese" by the Vapors? Um, yes and no. I think that there's I think it's a cute song. It's a poppy song. I think though that um, I don't know. It touches on some of the racial tone things that I'm not really a big fan of. But I mean, I think musically it's a pretty good song. It makes you makes you dance, and I think I'm turning Japanese. It's a pretty good song. Is it? I mean, it's kind of now it's kind of just going around and around in my head. It's not. It's okay. It's a pretty good song, but lyrically, not really the best. So, I see here. Alphine says, "What is my name? My name is Eloy, Eloy, and I don't know. That's my name. It's a pretty cool name. I like it. I grew up with it and everything. Poor cool. Just got done listening to the original 7. That's badass. Actually, I think that's the next time review that I have is the original 7. I actually really dug that album. Condensate was a pretty good one. I was a fan of that one. Was anyone wearing a Michael Jackson t-shirt at the Prince Celebration 2018? No. And it would have been like Moonwalker, where the guy was like, yeah, if you find him, he's wearing a Prince t-shirt. Michael Jackson's like, Prince t-shirt. So it was, you know, if somebody came wearing that, it would have been interesting. You know, what was funny though is that somebody did come and he was wearing a black shirt that just had a white star on it. And I was just like, oh, so that's pretty cool. You wanted to be kind of different. You're not just wearing a Prince shirt like everybody else. You're wearing a David Bowie shirt. And the guy was just like, literally, I just bought the shirt because it was a star and it has nothing to do with David Bowie. Like I don't know. It seemed like he was kind of having a fun time with it, but it also seemed like he was really serious. Like I offended him by saying that it was a Bowie shirt. I mean, but that's his Black Star thing. I like the design. It's just black shirt, which is a simple white star. And it's just like, how iconic is that you can actually claim that as like yours? It's like, yeah, it's a star. Yeah, that's mine. That's, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So there's that. I appreciated your honesty and vulnerability about the Prince live screen event. Yeah, everybody. If you haven't watched that one, it's a pretty good one. I did it right after I got back from the Prince live event. But like it there was a lot of crying before that crying, but then talking about it made me cry even more. And it was one of those things where like I could have waited like a week or so. I could have waited till I got back and then done a video about it. But I think that you would have gotten a more measured response had I done that. But at the same time, I think that I would have rationalized a lot of my things, my emotions and stuff away to the point where it wouldn't have been as raw. So I think that it was definitely better that I did record it at that time. So let's see. Hope you can spill some beans about it. What was Paisley like? You know, it's weird to say what was. I mean, because the whole thing, like, you know, the whole Minneapolis and all of that. I mean, Paisley itself was pretty. It was pretty amazing. I actually really dug it. It was beautiful, and yet it was also kind of odd. Like, you know, it's so weird. Like, I really wish that I would have been able to see what it looked like upstairs. Like, I wanted to see like Prince's bedroom, because everything downstairs and the whole studios and all that stuff, like it looks so much like it was like, you know, like a Universal Studios type thing, and not necessarily, you know, a place where somebody lived. And I think that that's the weirdest thing for me, is that it didn't feel lived in, which I guess it's not anymore. But it just didn't feel like it's a place that somebody could live. And I think had I seen the upstairs and the barred areas and stuff like that, maybe I would have had a better sense of it. But I mean, on the whole, it was still pretty majestic. It was still pretty awesome. What did I think of the hometown? Minneapolis. I thought Minneapolis was amazing. I was there for like a day and I was like, hey, can I move here? Oh, wait a minute. You guys get snow. No, thank you. I've changed my mind. So, so yeah, if it didn't snow, I would totally be up in Minneapolis like all the time. But, as it does, I think I'll stay down here in Florida, or maybe I'll snowbird eventually. Maybe that'll be something that I'll one day have the money to do. Chris and Wanda, hi, cool. You do live streams? Yes, I do. I do live streams. I do them. I'm supposed to do them the last Thursday of every month, and I missed last month. I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was out doing something, and then I was just like, oh crap, it's the last Thursday and I missed it. But when I saw this one, I was like, no, I kind of need to do this one, because I can't miss 2 in a row. That would just be, that would be a poor showing on my part, even as I'm so quiet, so tired here. Let's see. So I know I'm quite busy with Prince, but when will I do the Dangerous album review? I actually have the Dangerous album reviews all written out, and it's just a matter of actually sitting down and recording it. But as you said, I've been busy with Prince because there's just been so much news and so many things going on right now because it's the anniversary around his death. There's not really a whole lot of time to do a whole lot of other things at this point. But I do have it. It just needs to be recorded and uploaded. But the Dangerous review will be up soon, along with the Black Album review. Either Black Album or Gold. I believe Black Album's next, but definitely one of those two. Am I actually going to actively try and set up an interview with Maite? Yes, I have. My people working on it. My people. It's so weird. But I did get to meet her, and I got to give her a hug, and it was really cool. But I do have a friend of mine who is a friend of the channel who is working on, you know, help that interview if it is at all possible. I guess we'll see if I can get one for Maite. I would love to interview Maite if that's at all possible. Let's see here. Have you reviewed the files from the investigation? I have not. And that's for two reasons. One is because there is one, because I've been out, I've been doing stuff. And as soon as I got home, I've had 3 kids and day jobs to deal with. I have 2 day jobs on top of the channel and on top of being a father. So I have all of that. The second reason is because I know that a lot of them, a lot of the files and whatnot have pictures of Prince dead. And I don't think that I'm emotionally ready to watch any of that or to see those pictures. So I've been actively avoiding those pictures right now. And avoiding that information. I'm actually really interested in being very right now, just being in the moment and in the happiness coming back from celebration. So I'm not really quick to kind of jump into the mire that is the terrible things. So there's that. I did see your question, Gold Girl, before you retracted it, and I'm of mixed race. So there you go. What era do I think that the new album will be from? That is a really good question. And one that I actually have zero insight for because the guy was very vague. What I would like to think is that it's going to be, it's not going to be anything like Deliverance, because Deliverance was, I believe, like 2006-ish. So they're likely going to not try to release something around that time. That's just my guess. Could be wrong. My guess is that it's probably going to be something maybe the last album that maybe he was working on after Hit and Run Phase 2. That would be really cool. I would love to hear the stuff that he was going to come out with after. But it could also be something maybe 2000-ish. I would actually like to see that. Again, like I said before, that it made sense to release something from 1999 era because that was the next best-selling thing after Purple Rain. But at the same time, I think that that's part of what the new direction is trying to be in, that they're trying to not do everything just exactly the same. And since the whole concert was 80s music, plus some Diamonds and Pearls, plus Musicology, just the one song, just Musicology. I think that, I don't know. I actually have zero insight into this, but there's a lot of different directions they could go. And obviously I'll be making a video the moment that they announce something. Let's see, I have a question. Prince didn't want Maite in Paisley Park anymore, but I want to know why she's being allowed in a place and allowed to be a part of the celebration. So I've answered this a couple of times in the comments, and I will go ahead and answer that here as well. Why do you think that Prince didn't want Maite at Paisley Park? Because it was his ex-wife. And why would he want to see his ex-wife if he didn't have to? Because she would remind him of the things that they did together, their love, their losses, and he was with a new woman. So why would he want to be reminded of any of those things? So of course, hey, I don't want Maite around. But if you think about it, Maite spent 10 years of her life at Paisley Park. If anybody should have the right to be at Paisley Park after Prince's death, it should be her. It was such a large part of her life. And I don't see a problem with her going there because it's important to her, and she loves the place. And she, in my mind, was a giant part of Prince's legacy. Again, I can't think of anybody else except for Kirk Johnson that was by Prince's side for as long as Maite was. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, seriously, Maite. So there you go. So that's my answer to that. So there you go. Do I think that Prince's rapping is going to be included in the new music CD? I hope. I actually really like his rapping. I mean, that's just me. I mean, there you go. Well, I know it's not just me, but yeah. I would love to see some Batman stuff get released. I mean, there's a lot of Batman stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I like the Batman stuff, but that wasn't like he was like in a transitional position right there because it was in between Love Sexy and Graffiti Bridge, and like the Batman era stuff is like I would love to see like the album that he was working on had he not been approached to do Batman. Like what would have been the in-between album between Love Sexy and Graffiti Bridge? I think that's something that I would be really, really, really interested in seeing. Let's see. Have Maite's only solo CD with remixes. What do I think about it? I dug it. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. She doesn't have a terrible voice. It's a good voice. And I do plan on doing the album. I'm waiting because I'm trying to do everything year by year. So I think her album was like late 1990s. So eventually we'll get to that. So let's see. Right. I thought since the investigation was done, they'd open it up. Yes, they should. All of the files should be available. I am just deciding not to do those. And that's what I was saying, Alphine, is that yes, so the upstairs probably had more of the element of livability, and downstairs it's very much it very much feels like a museum. So that's exactly what I was saying. What era of Prince do I think will be on the album? All right, guys, you don't need to repeat the questions. I'm gonna eventually get to them, so it's okay. Let's see. Kirk Johnson. I did not. He passed by me, but I did not meet him. Let's see. I plan to visit next year. Jeremy Marshall. My wife went first on the trip for work. It's really worth it if you are able to go. It's really, really worth it. All right, there seems to be some infighting about home wreckers, apparently. I don't know. Was Sheila there? Yes, Sheila was there. The whole first day was Sheila. She did a panel first, then we had lunch, and then we had a whole big Sheila concert, and the Sheila concert was amazing. If you look at my review for Celebration Day 1, you'll see, and I give a little bit more insight into that. It's all there, but I really, really liked it. I thought it was really good. I can never afford to go to PP, but at least I knew him and spent time with him. Cool. Am I a fan of the Beatles, Beach Boys, or Rolling Stones? The Beatles. I mean, was that a choice thing? Even if it's not a choice thing, I actually don't listen to much of the Beach Boys, like at all. And really, the Rolling Stones only have a few songs that I really dig, and otherwise, like I like the hits. But the Beatles, the Beatles, I go deep for the Beatles. Holy cow, am I in Orlando? I am not. I am in Tampa. My wife is in Orlando currently. Let's see. Hello. Hi, Tony Willis. Your rawness makes it all interesting, your perspectives. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm really just a one giant Prince friend who really cares about Prince's legacy, and I'm glad that it's speaking to some of you guys as well. So let's see. Snow is the reason why I stay in Florida. Hell yeah, Funk Child. You don't even know. Alphine, it would be irresponsible. I don't know what would be irresponsible, so you're gonna have to follow up on that. Wait. Andrew Brunette, you say we only get snow in December, January, February, and March. Mm, mm, You want to add one more? You want to add one more to that? And April, yes. I will go ahead and let you know, though. Of course, in Florida we get no snow, so so there you go. Do I plan on doing some Lenny Kravitz reviews? Yes. Actually, I was planning on doing a review for Five. That's an album that I've been digging lately, so I do want to actually do one for that one. So there's that. Let's see. Minneapolis is awesome. So, yeah, the people are super nice. You're right. And honestly, while I was there, the snow wasn't a big deal. It was actually very warm. You guys don't even know how Floridian I am. So in order for me to go on this trip, because I was told that there was going to be a whole lot of snow, I had to go buy shoes and socks because I wear sandals every day. So just so you know just how Floridian I am. Prince had a new vinyl of Nothing Compares to You. Yes, I actually ran into the Casey and Kim of the Violet Reality, and they were like, "Oh, Aloy, you got to go over to the Electric Fetus, and you got to get the limited edition of the new vinyl for Nothing Compares to You." And I'm like, I was like, I'm definitely going to try and do that, but then it just didn't happen. And honestly, I'm okay with it because, first off, I don't have a record player, so the vinyl will do me zero good. Second off, I don't need a special edition. I'm pretty good with I'm pretty good with like regular editions of things. Though I do have an amazing thing that I will be showing to you guys soon, and I'm not going to talk about it here, but I received a present while I was in Minneapolis from a friend of mine who met up with me, and he gave me this amazing thing that I will be sharing with the channel soon. And I just need to prepare myself. I'm trying to get like a good setup because it's going to have to be, it can't be here. It's going to be something I want to show and do an unboxing for you guys. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. Let's see. Which of Prince's objects that you saw impressed you the most, and how do I feel about it? I don't know. It's weird, right? Because I think for me, I won't tell you the main one because the main one's in my video, but I'll tell you my second one. My second one was like they had a bunch of outfits on mannequins, so you could see like what they would look like on Prince. But they had a lot of the mannequins like up on a step or suspended or something like that. And in one of the rooms, they actually did have it floor level, so you could literally see how tall he was, because I had always heard how tall he was or how short he was, I guess. But I had never seen it in person, just how tiny this guy was. And just by going by his clothes, even in high heels, he would come up to here on me. And I'm not a tall man. I'm 5'7", so in high heels, he's about 5'3" or 5'4" in high heels, which is, it's uber tiny. But it's interesting that I actually got to see see exactly how tall he is, because it's all just been speculation and everybody looks bigger on TV. Let's see. So many mixed feelings around this time, because while I was happy for celebration events and the general positivity and homage, there was also the insanity of the case closing inside. Yeah, exactly. It seems that people are only thinking about Purple Rain, not anything else. Would have felt the same. Yes. I mean, I'm big into, okay. So the weird thing about me, right. And I am an outlier here, and I realize that, but I got into Prince from Graffiti Bridge. He was already transitioned into his spiritualness and his super uber positivity. That's what I bought into. When I went back and started at the beginning of his career, you could see the evolution that got him there. But I wanted where he already was. And like going back into the 80s, it was all very good music and I really liked it. But that's not that's not the cream of the crop for me, as it is for a lot of people. And I don't begrudge them their opinions, but for me, like in the 90s is where he got really good, and most of his 90s stuff just topples his 80s stuff, again, in my opinion. So let's see what else we have here. Wow, you guys have a lot of questions. I guess that's what happens when I when I skip a month. Let's see. Wow, you guys really did have a lot. Here we are. Here we are. Did I see the Nothing Compares to You video? Yeah, I did. I'm gonna do a video about that video, so I'm gonna not do anything about that here. Let's see. I was only 4 when Purple Rain came out. Yeah, when Purple Rain came out, I was 5. So there you go. Me and you, Chris and Wanda. Let's see. Please don't review the files. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't really planning on it. You heard that they were doing a remaster of 1999? I have not heard that. That was going to be my guess, but I have not heard that. So if you have any information on that, please do let me know. Send me a link or something. I would like to see that. So let's see. Do my kids like Prince music? Yeah. Well, my son is autistic, so he doesn't really get into much music, but occasionally I can get him to dance and sing along. My daughter, she really likes some Prince music. And I've been really trying to push her into enjoying some of the other stuff. And like, even just, we were just driving in the car just yesterday and we were having a whole discussion. And I was playing, You Make My Sunshine, and she was jamming out to it. And I was like, you seem like you like that song. She's like, yeah, I really did. And I was like, you know, that's some good gospel right there. And she's just like, I haven't really been exposed to much gospel. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, let's discuss this, and let me find some more gospel for you. I think that you might like it. So it was pretty fun that we got to kind of have that conversation. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. Do they really have his ashes by the door? And if yes, how did it make you feel? They don't have him by the door anymore. They actually moved them to an elevated position that is up in the atrium. They used to have it by the door, but they were kind of scared that there was going to be a lot of people touching it or trying to do stuff to it. So they moved it up, and that's how that worked. So how did it make me feel? I mean, you can imagine. I don't, you know, we took a moment, and I paid my respects. It was definitely powerful. I'll say that. So let's see. Did I like Tamar Davis's album? Yes. If you have not heard Tamar's album, it was amazing. And I plan on doing a review for that one too, because that album was so good. Let's see. I'm a newer fan, and what absolutely hooked me was Hit and Run Phase 2. Took me away, was like a breath of fresh air that I didn't know I needed. That's awesome. Hit and Run Phase 2 was really good. I was a big fan of Hit and Run Phase 1 and Artificial Age and Plectrum Electrum, and I've just really loved everything that he came out with in his later years. So yeah, no, I really dig all of that stuff. So let's see. You're welcome, John Marco. Love your channel, and especially my reviews of Michael Jackson's albums. Will I be doing Dangerous? Yes, I'll be doing Dangerous soon. Not a problem. I know you just joined the chat, but yes, I did answer that earlier. I will be doing that. So there's that. Morris Hayes was there 25 years. Oh, true. Well, at the time, she was the one that was the longest there. But good point. What unreleased songs would I like to see on the 1999? You know, I actually have like a whole trove of Prince unreleased stuff. And I don't listen to it all that often because I don't know. It's weird. Like in my mind, I think that if Prince had wanted it released, he would have released it. So it's a weird thing, right? So I listened to some of it, and some of it's really good. Mostly, I like to listen to like his versions of songs that were released for other artists or alternate versions of songs that I might have. Listening to newer songs, especially since some of them are like in degraded formats. I don't listen to them a whole lot, so I couldn't speak to like this song or that song that I would really like to see there. So there you go. And then yeah, so Morris Hayes. So Morris Hayes and Maite done. And you're right, like Morris Hayes. When I think of Prince, I do think of Morris Hayes there as well, because he was a big part of Prince's legacy as well, just as big as Maite in my opinion. So there you go. Um, um, yes, there is footage of Prince's body. Do I think Prince's spirit haunts Paisley Park? I think haunts is a bad word for it. I think it. I think that. I think if you believe in spirits and if you believe in the afterlife, then you have to kind of believe that he's gone. Like his spirit is gone, but the spirit of who he was, not the literal spirit, his soul, but just the spirit and the positivity and everything that he did is still there. So, would I like to see the Camille album? He officially, I mean, Camille was pretty cool, but a lot of the Camille stuff was chopped up and put into Sign of the Times. So I think there's like one track that didn't make it onto some other album. So the Camille album would be a bunch of songs from Sign of the Times plus one extra track. So I don't think that that's necessary, in my opinion. So there you go. Let me see. Since you're a three rock and roll fan, awesome. Do I know if the memoir he was working on is still going to be released? Yes, it is. I did a review, not a review. I did a video for that, I believe, last week or the week before. So go check that one out because I actually go in depth a little bit about what I'm thinking about that. But it is definitely going to still be released. They said around Christmas time. Mario, you're my man. 14, dude. I got into Prince also when I was around 11, 12-ish. So like that's a really good age for that. So there you go. Scorpion Queen, I am good. Thank you very much for asking. And the 80s, let me see. Justin Hayes says, in more of 80s Prince head, but I just listened to Artificial Age all week. Would you prefer Artificial Age or Hit and Run album? What would I recommend? For the longest time, I had said that the Gold Experience was my favorite album of Prince's. And when Artificial Age was released, it was replaced by Artificial Age. And I really like Hit and Run Phase 1 and 2, but I think Artificial Age is just a masterpiece from beginning to end. So definitely, I would say Artificial Age. But the Hit and Runs are also amazing. So I mean, you can't fault you can't falter going in either direction. So get all three. So there you go. Let's see. Yeah, I want to live in Minneapolis. Like I would move there for like a year, maybe two. Um, Living in Florida though, we get spoiled a lot here because everything's really cheap here, and every time I go somewhere else, like everything's more expensive than what I'm used to. That's why people like to come here is because everything's cheaper. But when we go somewhere else, I mean, there you go. Gold Experience review should be after the Black album review. So there you go. I don't have a date on it or anything. You saw Sheila last month, still has so much energy and kills the drums. The interesting thing is when I heard that Sheila was going to be there this year, I was super excited because honestly, I wanted to see Sheila E. anyway, with or without Prince or without the celebration. Like I really wanted to see her. And she ended up doing a concert at Paisley and then doing another concert 2 nights later at like an arena in Minneapolis. So the people who didn't get to see her at Paisley still got to see her if they, got in there. So it was pretty cool. Do I know if there are any more video movies ever done like the Love Symbol DVD? I don't think that he did. I know that he did some stuff for musicology where it was like behind the scenes stuff and had some movies and stuff. So I guess musicology is probably the only other one. I know that he was trying to do something like that with Kevin Smith and the Rainbow Children, and then that didn't work out very well in the end. So Matthew Cochran says, "Hi." Oh, and he puts a little wave. I have been listening to Prince for 3 months now, but your channel has been a big help into educating me on everything Prince related. Thank you. Oh, thank you. 3 months is not that long. You have a lot to discover. And the interesting thing is, back in the day when a CD cost $20 and I didn't have that much money, I would buy an album and I would spend 3 months just devouring that one album. And that was also before they had a lot of the lyrics in the booklets. So I would actually sit there and I would hit play and I would write down the lyrics and okay, I didn't get that line. Let me rewind it. Let me write that down. Like, I think I still sing some lyrics wrong today because those were the lyrics that I transcribed when I was younger. But yeah, so it's, you have a long road ahead of you, dude, but it's going to be a good one. So I hope that you enjoy it. How about a hip hop tribute with Lil Kim, Trina, Eve, Missy, Elliott, leading rappers of today and yesterday? I'd be cool for that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Yes, irresponsible. Thank you for for clarifying, Alvin. Irresponsible. Yes, that is actually the word that I was looking for. And it sucks that you're having lag. I'm so sorry. I just checked my internet connection and it is good. So it's not on my end, which is at least good. Am I going to buy Kim Berry's book, Diamonds and Curls? I guess I could. I think that it would be interesting to read the book by his hairstylist, but I haven't got around to reading it yet. I still have to read Dig If You Will, a picture. So I still got to read that one. I'm a slow reader. So it takes me a little bit longer to get through books. But I did finish Maite's book, and that review will be coming soon as well. So, oh no, it jumped ahead. Oh no. I hate this little box because it's like, it makes it very hard to actually get stuff done. So let's see. Was the Revolution in the MPG at Celebration? No, they weren't. But Funk Soldiers were there. They were really good, and so was F Deluxe. And F Deluxe is also very good. I know you're more of a Prince guy, but I also know that you have respect for MJ as well. I want to know what's your favorite song for the Off the Wall album, Thriller, and Bad album. I mean, Off the Wall was all just kind of bleh for me. I guess Burn This Disco Out is probably the best one. Thriller, I don't know. Thriller was just Thriller's weird, right? Because it's a bunch of great singles, but it's not really a cohesive album. I guess I'll say Billie Jean for that one. And then Bad, I'll say, Speed Demon. That's actually where I started really liking Michael Jackson, was on the Bad album. So there you go. Did I get a Celebration 2018 jacket? No, but I got a t-shirt. I got a couple of t-shirts while I was there, and there's a funny story in one of the videos about the second one that I got. I didn't get the jacket though. I went ahead and just got the t-shirt because I'm more of a t-shirt guy. You guys know that. But I'm more of a t-shirt guy, so I went ahead and did that. I also found out that when I was looking, I was like, ooh, there's a bag. Maybe I'll buy a bag. And somebody was like, no, buy a bag. It's going to be bad. It's not good quality. You're not going to want it. I'm like, oh, well, never mind then. So that was eye-opening. Am I going to do a top 10 religious songs? Yes, they're definitely eventually. That's one of the ones that I have a list. I'm working on the list for. There are a lot, so it's hard to narrow it down to just 10, which is an issue when you're doing a top 10. And I get people who come over to me all the time. Like the last list that I did was the top 10 political songs, and I have people coming on and saying, well, you forgot America. I'm like, no, I didn't. It didn't make the top 10. Nobody forgot anything. You forgot Free. No, I didn't. I thought that there were other better songs to be on the list. That's really all it is. Nobody's forgetting anything. So there you go. if I had made a top 15, those probably would have been on there. Top 20, definitely. America would have been on there somewhere. The thing, too, about the difference between like a social awareness song and a political song is also a little bit tricky there, right? Because a social awareness song is like, hey, look at all the hunger. Hey, look at all the fighting. We should be friends. That's more of a social awareness song. And Prince had a number of those as well. For me, a political song points to an issue, which is why Baltimore ended up being number one, because it was calling out exactly what was going on. It was for the Black Lives Matter. So it made more sense for, that sort of thing to be the number one. America is more of a, hey, be patriotic, but it was like a general kind of political song, but not really. So there you go. That's why. just in case anybody was wondering. Can't wait to go back for his birthday. Yes, I know, because they're doing the bench. I actually talked to the president of the organization that is doing the whole event around the memorial bench and the mural. And my goal here is to possibly ask them to see if they want me to come and do some commentary and take some videos and stuff like that. Because if they do, I will do that, especially if they're going to pay for a hotel or something for me, because I am out of money after Celebration 2018. But if they will pay for it, I will totally come out and do that. So let's see. I did actually answer the objects question, Gisela. So there you go. Why did Prince have lyrics for you? Got the look laying around. That song came out in the 80s. Maybe it was his favorite. I don't know. All right. So can you do early MPG band versus newer MPG band plus Left Sexy Band and Third Eye Girl? Yeah, I have one of those. One of those is in the mix, and I won't tell you what video, but I do have a video that I will be working on. Because here's the thing, guys, like, to do a really good video takes about 3 to 4 hours of and that doesn't sound like a lot, but when I have 2 jobs and a family, 3 to 4 hours for a single video, and not like the news ones where I just kind of like, hey, I pop on for 5 minutes and I tell you something and then I upload it. That's different. But like those ones where like it's really nicely, like I have clips and movies, and videos and music, and it's all like nicely edited and all that stuff, that takes like 4 hours. So around there. So I will get to all of these. Trust me. There's a lot involved here. Let's see. So will you show us the expensive tea that you bought for yourself? Yes, I will. In a future video, I will. I don't have it around me right now. It's like in my bedroom in one of my drawers. I would rather not leave the live stream here to go get it, but I will definitely do that next time. It's a really pretty shirt and it's really good material. Like it's like a super soft shirt. So there you go. Mario Cortez. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you think my channel rocks. Thank you. I appreciate that. Do I like Rosie Gaines singing? Yeah, I actually have one of her albums that I've been listening to, Concrete Jungle, and I plan on doing a review of that one. Right now, I'm mostly just listening to it and just kind of like feeling the emotion and trying to get into the album, try to find my in, because right now it sounds like really good Rosie Gaines singing, but it's not clicking yet, so I'm waiting for it to click. Where is Rosie Gaines? Is she okay? Last I heard, the PRN Alumni Foundation was doing fundraising for her because she's having a battle with diabetes right now. So hopefully she is doing better. I haven't heard any updates on that yet as of right now. So there you go. So Andrew, when I say I'm 15, people are like, you're too young to be a Prince fan. You don't know him. And I don't think it matters what age you are. You can still be a huge fan. Well, first off, I always say friend, but also you're right. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I got into Prince around 11, 12, and it didn't matter. Like, why does it matter what your age is? Prince's music is universal and everybody can enjoy it. And honestly, if you look at my videos for why Prince sucks, those are the reasons why people are telling you that you aren't able to be listening to Prince because they're like, no, it's too sexy and you're too young, you don't know anything about that, or he's too political, you don't know anything about that. And actually, no, he's not. These are all labels and stigmas that have been attached to Prince that actually have nothing to do with Prince. And that's actually kind of the fun thing about those videos that I've been doing. And I have another one of those ready to come out, eventually. The next one is, I think it's about the internet. I think that's the next one. So there you go. Yeah, so that's a good one. Only 5'2" in those heels. Yeah, I was surprised as well. How much did my Prince symbol tattoo run me? And just so everybody knows, that's my Prince tattoo. It was about 150 was how much it was. And then because it also has like the gradient. So if it didn't have the gradient, it would have been slightly cheaper. But then I think I ended up paying like 180 because I gave I always like to give a good tip for those sorts of things. I don't want to jip my tattoo guy because then next one he might jack up because I didn't tip him. Who knows? I just don't want to risk it. It's kind of like how you're always nice to your servers. You can yell at them all you want after they give you your food, but before they give you your food, you have to be the nicest person in the world. So there you go. Yeah, so there you go. It's so funny. Are the doves still there? Yes, the doves are still there. They even pointed them out because you can see them from the atrium, so they are still there. Yeah, there's a lot of young people. There's a lot of young people. They're really good, and you can't hate Tamar until you listen to her. You have to listen to her album, and you'll like her. Don't worry, you'll like her. Thank you, Adventures in Bitcoin. Thank you for liking the channel. It's always really good to have somebody coming in and enjoying the channel. So let's see. I have to say I really loved your review on Celebration 2018. There is still one more video. There's the Paisley Park tour and then the overall Celebration 2018 video. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Alexander Rosado. So let's see. I'm trying to like get down to the bottom of this list. You guys have tons of questions. Let's see. I could name many more just by hearing the first second. Yes. Oh man, that was actually pretty funny. I saw Jimmy Fallon and it was 1 second song trivia, and they had Questlove and they played the first second of a song and to see if he could guess the song. And I watched it and I got them all. I got them all before Questlove did, which I was actually pretty happy about. I was like, yes, I know my Prince. So I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to do that now with like more things. Like I want to make that a thing and test people because it's just so fun. But I want to do it with songs that they may not know. That or aren't just the ones that are on the radio, because the ones that they did, I mean, like their deep cut was Mountains, which was like, that's not really a deep cut. Mountains that was a single and it was a successful single. So anyway, yeah, but we got a lot of young people on this channel, which I really love. Funkchild being the one that I actually made a video with. We did the top 10 tearjerker videos, and he's really, really awesome. He's actually in the chat. So if you guys like young people, go check out Funkchild. But we've been getting a lot more people who have been sharing their stories with us because they're young. And I got into Prince when I was super young. I know I'm not young anymore, but I got into Prince when I was super young. So I like that is still a thing that people are still doing. So let's see here. Do I expect the Dream Factory or Roadhouse Garden to be released anytime? I mean, I think eventually. I think, though, by putting Roadhouse Garden on the Purple Rain Deluxe thing, I think that they removed the need for that project to be fully released. I don't think that it's kind of not a thing. Like had it not been part of that, then we'd be like, ooh, well, they didn't put it on the Purple Rain thing, so maybe they're still working on it. But like, I don't know, probably not. Yeah, all right, that's my answer. I feel like Prince transformed me into a different person. Does anyone else feel that way? Yes, I definitely did. I learned quite a few different lessons from listening to Prince, and it's interesting too, because I'm reading all of these like stories and listening to people, and they're all like, he was really just a person, guys. He had his good days and his bad days. But for me, like, I didn't actually need Prince to be Prince. Like, what inspired me was the message that he was putting out there, and the persona that he was putting out there. And like, the man behind that veil, that mystery, that message, that spirituality. Like, he could have been a terrible person, which we all know that he wasn't from all the stories. But he could have been a terrible person, and that wouldn't affect the message and how much he affected my life. If that makes sense, it's kind of weird. But yes, he did. He definitely did. Do I play an instrument? No, but I had a fun discussion with other Prince friends at Celebration 2018, and I think I may try and learn how to play the guitar. Or I think I may. I think I've always like kind of hung back, and I've always said, like, I have short, stubby fingers, so I don't know if I'd be any good at playing those. But I think that was me like psyching myself out. Like, I should give it a shot. Maybe I'll do the piano, because I really don't want to have like calloused fingers, which is what you get when you play a lot of a lot of guitar. Maybe I'll try piano, because at least then it's like maybe you get wrist strength. I don't know. Let's see. Have I watched any music videos of Prince? Yes, I have. Next question. Because that's a pretty easy question to answer. Crap, it jumped again. All right, here we are. What's my fave Prince transition phase? I think that the slave era was an entire transition phase. So I will say the slave era, definitely. Are things really cheap in Florida? Yes. Everything is less expensive, and we have low tax rates. So yes, if you come to Florida, everything is pretty cheap. And then if you go, like, I live in Florida, and I went to New York and Minneapolis and everything was almost like, in Minneapolis, it wasn't that bad. It was like maybe a 25% cost increase. But in New York, everything was like at least a 60% increase in the amount. And then the taxes were a lot higher. So there you go. You just listened to my 90 Q&A from a year ago. I didn't know that I had one from a year ago. Wow, did I do one a year ago? That's crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one now too. Let's see. He does. Sorry, you said the comment is, what if Prince has a movie in his vault? And he does. He does. He has several movies. Prince was obsessed with movies, so he definitely does. Favorite Prince song and why? From Artificial Age right now. I just really love the layering of the beat. The lyrics are amazing. The flow and the melodies. I think that song, just by far, it's just a really great song. I think also off that same album, Breakfast Can Wait is also mwah, it's a great song. So there you go. So let's see. Here's an interesting question for you, Prince's friend. Oh, yeah, thank you. Are you going to be noticing some more albums from Prince? We already were getting another one on September 28th. I don't think I get your question, so I can't answer it. Am I going to be noticing other albums? But yeah, we are getting one on September 28th. I did do a video about that, I believe, yesterday. So hopefully you guys got to watch that. Let's see. Yes, you do need to move to Florida. Everybody needs to move to Florida. We need to make like Minneapolis is Prince Central 1. We need to make Florida, specifically Tampa, Florida, where I live, Prince Central 2. Let's do that. Let's make it a thing. Everybody just pack up your lives and move here. That's what I've decided now. If you guys need need some real estate advice, I'll go get my real estate license and I'll sell all of you homes. It'll be great. Um, do I hope that the new Prince album will spotlight the 3121 era? I think that would be awesome. I actually really loved a lot of the stuff that came out in the 3121 era. So yes, I would say yes. So there you go. I've always wanted to ask what your opinion is on the artwork for Around the World in a Day. It's my favorite Prince album, so I always wonder about other people's opinions and point of views. I really like the artwork for that. And actually, if you look at the covers for the CD singles, there's like snippets and different versions of the art on those, and those are really, really nice. It's a different style than what I like. I really dig the Rainbow Children artwork. I think I like that one more, but I do really dig the Around the World in a Day art. I think it's really nice. So there you go. All right, so there you go. So you guys are having your own conversation in there, and it's messing me up, and it's hard for me to find a question. Let's see. Hey, I love your channel. Hey, that's a good way to start off a comment. I've been a Prince fan since I was 6 in 1984. Ooh, I was 5 in 1984, so good. Do you have anything, do I know anything about the project P was working on with Tim Burton in the 90s? I mean, it wasn't just Batman. Was there another one? I didn't know. If there was another one, you let me know. I would love the information on that. Oh no, it jumped. See, it jumped again. Ah, I hate this box. Oh no, it didn't jump that far this time. Okay, good. Was Chris Moon at Paisley Park? I don't think so. Or at least he wasn't a part of it. But I've come to realize that a lot of people were there that I did not know were there. While I was there, I saw Ingrid Chavez. So that was pretty cool. And I saw her as she was leaving a club that I was at. So there was that. And obviously I got to meet Gail Chapman and Jelly Bean Johnson, Terry Jackson. So I got to meet them in person. So that was very, very cool as well. Let's see. So we saw that. I met a woman named Willow who was a friend of Prince's, and I kind of tracked down who she was. She was kind of somebody important. So she was there. I was chatting with Dewan Elliott earlier, and I was asking him whether his new album was coming out, and he was like, "Yeah, were you at Celebration?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I was." And I was like, "Were you there?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I was." And I was just like, "How did I miss you?" I would have loved to have hung out with Dewan Elliott. I think that he's an amazing talent. I think that he's just so good. So there's that. How old was Prince when I was born? Well, I was born in '79, so Prince was 20. So he was 20. There you go. And yes, I know that they told everybody that he was 17 when he released his first album, but actually he was 19. It took a while. He was 17 when they signed, but it took a little bit for him to get that first album out. And yeah, so there you go. If you look at my review for You, I have that information in there. So there you go. Would I be willing to partner with Paisley on internet projects? I would. I you know what? I loved everybody at Paisley. So if I was to, work with, if I was asked, totally do so. And that's kind of why I would love to do like I would love to go there. I could ask people questions. I could be a panel moderator for stuff, and I would love to do videos and interview people for Paisley. I think that stuff would be amazing. I would love to do stuff like that. I just think that sort of thing would be right up my alley. First off, and I discovered this weekend that I was very good at. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I was told that I was very good at doing interviews. Watching back the interviews, I think I talk too much because I'm so used to me talking and just talking and talking. But I think as I go along, I'll be able to learn more about being able to pull that back a little bit and let that other person talk a little bit more. So it's in progress. So if you watch the interviews that I end up posting next week and you're like, this dude is talking a bunch, I'm sorry. I'm trying to wean myself off of it. But I still think that there were some really good interviews because I tried to ask questions that the people may not have heard. So I didn't go like, well, you've been a musician, so what is your inspiration and how do you make friends? And but it's like I didn't go that route. Like these are people like Jelly Bean and Gail, like they've been interviewed a million times and they've been asked the same questions. I even noticed that during the interviews, they seem to answer a question that I didn't even ask because they're so used to being asked a certain kind of question. But I mean, it's the thing, right? That's how it works. So I think though that might be my staple. It might be that, I think maybe people may want to come and talk with me and be interviewed by me because I will try to approach the interview in a different kind of way than what is normally done. So we'll see. What is my favorite Prince movie? My favorite Prince movie. I think the one that I can consistently put on and watch over and over and over is the Sign of the Times concert movie. After that, probably Graffiti Bridge, but mostly for the music and not necessarily for it being a great movie. But I really like Graffiti Bridge, so there you go. Let's see. So subtitles. So this is an interesting thing. Hispanic Catholic was posting subtitles have been being put on many of my videos thanks to Hispanic Catholic, who is a friend of the channel, and they have been going on and putting subtitles on my videos. And I thank you so much, and I'm so thankful that you're here. So oh my gosh, like I can't thank you enough. It's allowing the videos to like get more hits and be more attractive to people to come and watch. Those subtitles are really, really helpful. So thank you very much. So there's that. You try the Main Street Connection. I tried to be a vegan for a year because of Prince. For a whole year, that seems like more than just trying. Like if I tried, it'd be like I tried for a day. But when I was at Paisley Park, I ate vegetarian for a whole day, and then like I was like, no, give me chicken wings or give me death. I ate a lot of chicken wings while I was in Minneapolis, and they were surprisingly very good. So there's that. We do have about 15 more minutes, and then I'm going to be cutting this off, and I do appreciate everybody here. I'm going to try and get through some more of these questions here. So my sisters hate Prince. I played him too much. Yeah, I get that sometimes too. But the good thing is that since I have so many different albums, I can play a lot of different Prince. So if I'm playing one album too much, I just jump to another album. So it's good. What's my favorite song on Controversy? I never mentioned it on my video. Controversy is an interesting album for me because it wasn't really my favorite album of Prince's. I guess if I had to pick a favorite, probably Let's Work. I think it's the one that's worked the most consistently in his setups and like his concerts, like year to year, even all throughout his career. Let's Work is the one that kind of stuck with him there. So there you go. Future Baby Mama is an amazing song. Boom. So even today, do I like the deluxe edition of Purple Rain? Yeah. I don't understand really the question. There's not really anything to not like. So will I do another album review soon? Yes. I actually have been away from doing the album reviews. And again, mostly because, like I said, they take a lot of time, and I've been trying to, and there's been a lot of news. So I've been trying to push stuff out to you guys, but doing the stuff for the smaller videos, if I do like 4 or 5 smaller videos, that takes the same amount of time as a review video. So yes, it will definitely happen soon. I'm going to be coming back to the reviews probably in May, because April has been bonkers. I had we did like my son's cousin. She had a birthday party. Then we also did a surprise birthday party for my mother-in-law. And then I went to a convention, and then I came back, and then we did something else. And then now I'm doing, and then I did celebration. And now this weekend is actually my son's second birthday, my youngest, Evan. And I'll be having him on a video here soon so that everybody can see how much he's grown since the last time that I showed him off, which I think was the last anniversary of Prince's death. So I will probably end up putting him on a video here soon, but he's a monster now at 2. But it's been like every week I've been having something big that's been going on. So it hasn't happened where I've been able to sit down and really start working on like those longer videos again. So soon though, I will definitely be doing that. The Black Album is probably the next one to come. Let's see. I haven't had any other Prince dreams. I know in the last live stream I talked about a dream that I had. I haven't had any more. We'll see what happens though. Rhonda Smith is very good. I did mention earlier that Rosie Gaines, yes, I will be doing a review of one of her albums called Concrete Jungle that I've been listening to and trying to get into it. What is my all-time favorite Prince song? I did actually just answer that one. Have I seen the Record Store Day 2018 exclusive 1999 in vinyl? Nope, I didn't see it. Yes, if you have more information on the Tim Burton thing, send it to me, send it like in a message or something, or in a comment to the video whenever this is done, because I won't have time to do. I'm trying to get through a bunch of stuff here. It's okay, Justine Carter. It's okay. You got 2 wrong. It's okay. I got them all. But even if you only miss 2, that's actually pretty good from just 1 second. So don't worry about it. Darius asks, am I a Miguel fan? Yes, I love Miguel. And I agree that he for me is like the nearest analog to my love of Prince, kind of just jumps right over to my love of Miguel. I think that my only thing with Miguel is that his live performances are better than his recorded albums. So I'm hoping that, except for the last one's amazing. So hopefully he's able to kind of up his game a little bit. But I think he's really, really good. Oh, Gold Girl, that's nice. You named your daughter Paisley. That's cute. Mario Cortez, yes, you did tell me that you did a Prince presentation at my school, at your school, and you need to come back and let us know more about that. So let's see. It took 2 hours and you reviewed album by album. Well, and that's the thing, right? Is it takes 2 hours to do what you did. For me, it takes about 4 hours to do like a really good one. And what's entailed in that 4 hours, because it's not a 2-hour video. It's not a 4-hour video. What's entailed in a 2 hours, in my 4 hours, is listening to the album several times, redoing the research, writing up the review itself. So I make sure that I hit all the important notes and I make sure that all my information is correct. Then the actual recording, then the actual editing, then the splicing it all together and putting in the clips and doing all the stuff. And then also then uploading it, which takes time as well. And then also the whole writing the descriptions and making sure the keywords are good, making sure the title's good, making the graphic that goes with it. And honestly, it's like, when you actually sit down and you do like a really good kind of professional video, which was always what I decided I wanted to do with this channel. I know some people will just hit play on a camera and then just babble on and then hit stop, and then that's their video. But I really wanted to try and have a little bit more professional application to my channel. So the live stream is here where you're hearing me go and oohs and like stumble over my words, but I edit a lot of that out when I do my own videos, and I really try to, again, make it as professional as possible so that it's as enjoyable as possible. Nobody wants to hear me fumble over my words and repeat myself. So there you go. How many Prince t-shirts do I own? I think I'm about 15, something like that, 15, 20, somewhere around there. A a lot of people are not Prince fans. They think he's nasty and they hate him. I don't think anybody hates him. I've never heard anybody who said, I hate Prince music. I've heard people say, I'm not into Prince. But I think it could just be maybe an approach. I don't know. Was Paisley Park as to be expected? Actually, no, it was a little bit different than what I expected. And you guys can see that when I post my actual Paisley Park review, which again will either be tomorrow or maybe Monday. So I think that you'll like that. Have I visited Texas? I have several times. I go there for my day job where I do conventions and whatnot. Let's see. Did Prince like Texas? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know him personally. So do I think Prince missed out on capturing even more fans by not remastering, reissuing albums for you, etc.? Well, that's the thing, right? Is that Prince was in the process of remastering Purple Rain when he died. So did he miss out? I don't think that he missed out. I think that looking back was not really his thing. You know, it's like the idea of saying like, well, I could release this album of brand new stuff, but instead I'm going to spend time remastering stuff I've already released. Do I think that would have gotten him more fans? No, I don't think so. Because a lot of the people who bought even Purple Rain Deluxe were the people who already loved Purple Rain. Nobody, I mean, I don't know of many people, at least I'll say, that were buying Purple Rain for the first time when it came out remastered. I didn't hear that story from anybody. Anybody who purchased it were people like me who already owned the original, but wanted the additional songs and the concert and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I don't think he missed out on anything. I think that consistently releasing more and more albums was the way to go. Especially if you do stuff like 2004, where he released 3 albums, which I can't wait to get to that. I think I'm going to blow your guys' minds when you guys see those albums because they were really, really good. Let's see. Do I think Stevie Wonder releases a new album with tributes to Prince? I mean, I guess. I don't need any albums with tributes to Prince. I think that's where I'm at. I want more Prince albums. I don't need a tribute album to Prince. The tribute to him would be helping them get his album out. That's the way that I look at it. Will I be doing a review of the Prince comic book? I would love to, but I never got my hands on the comic book to actually do that. And right now they are super duper expensive. So if anybody's got a hookup, I would love to do a video for that, but I don't know. Is my wife into Prince as much as me? I don't think anybody's into Prince as much as me. The answer is no. She respects Prince because I know a lot and I talk about him a lot. But no, she's not into him as much. She likes him though. A lot of the songs that I had on like my mixtape, yes, I made a mixtape for her. I'm old school. When we were dating, I threw them on and she was just like, I really like this song. Who's that? And I'm like, Prince. And she's like, oh, well, who was this one? This one was really good too. I'm like, that's also Prince. And she was like, what? Those are both the same guy. I was like, yes, it was, because Prince is amazing. So there you go. What's my favorite Prince song? I answered that. That's the 3rd time that's been asked. Come on, guys. Let's see. Do I like Prince's jazz fusion funk projects? Yeah, I liked them. I hate Miguel. Well, go girl, you just hate everybody. Hate Tamar, hate Miguel. You can't, I mean, like, show some love. Throw some love around instead of the hate. This is not a negative channel. This is a positive channel. So let's see. Yeezus, we subscribers need to appreciate Prince's friend more. No, you guys appreciate me just fine. I've been blown away by the response, especially going to Paisley, and I was recognized at Paisley, which was something I was not expecting. I had a lot of people who were like, man, I love your channel. And there were like people on the staff that knew me, including one guy named Jules on Insecurity. And he was like, yeah, I know you, man. I like your videos, man. I don't even do the internet, but I like your videos. And I'm like, oh gosh, the security knows my face. I can't do anything here. But no, it's good stuff. So I honestly right now I feel completely appreciated. So thank you for that though. That's awesome. Um, let's see. I designed and printed my own Prince T-shirt. Oh, that's pretty cool. I did a couple of my own as well. People are jealous of Prince. There were a lot of people who were jealous of Prince. Let's see. Got a cool question for me. MJ, what Michael Jackson do I think Prince should have covered? I don't think he should have covered any of them. I don't think that. I think most people shouldn't cover Michael Jackson songs, and I also think most people shouldn't cover Prince songs. Like there are just certain songs, certain musicians that they just have their own, they have their own feel. So I really think that they should not be covered, like Kiss. Like I've heard Kiss covered. Actually, Tom Jones's Kiss wasn't too bad, because he took it kind of in a different direction. He didn't try to do exactly the same thing with it. So anyway, so there's that. Yes, I like David Bowie. Me too. It's awesome. Purple Family, do you like the gold cut from? Do you like the gold cut? Yes, gold is amazing. There you go. Gianella. So here's what I have to say about Gia to you, Gianella. And I'm going to leave it on this. We talked about that a little bit on Instagram, me and you. And it seems like you seem kind of obsessed with the idea of Gia being Prince's child, but she's not. And so there you go. One other comment that you had was that, well, now she doesn't have a father and she doesn't need one. I was raised by a single mother, and that is completely okay, and that is fine. So you don't need to stress about that. That's her personal life. You can leave that alone. Just pluck it out of your brain, toss it over there, and think of more positive things. All right? Cool. All right, guys, I am going to leave it there, and we will do another live stream next month. But of course, if there are any other follow-up questions or anything that maybe I didn't get to, or maybe I accidentally skipped, don't forget to go ahead and put those down in the comments when the video posts to the channel. And this was amazing fun. Actually, I ended up staying on like 30 minutes longer than I meant to. So, and that's a testament to how awesome you guys are. I would also like to point out that we had 74 people here this time, and I think that's a record now for the most people all at the same time who have come to a live stream. So 74 people, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm like so blown away. So in the meantime, may you live to see the dawn. And I'm actually thinking about trying out a new closing line, which is going to be, and this is Prince's fan. See, I'm messing it up. I haven't said it too many times. And this is Prince's friend. Don't say I ain't when I is. Which is a thing, thing Prince used to say, as don't think I ain't when I is. I like that. I think it's funny. So anyway, I'm gonna workshop that a little bit more. You guys tell me what you guys think, but I'm gonna workshop that one just a tad bit more. But I think that would be funny. But otherwise, may live to see the dawn. See you guys later.